I'm joined by the gents, Kilo and Foryn. What's up? What's up, gents?
What up, dude?
Dude,
Fucking
don't
Jesus
call me.
Christ.
Shut up. We're we're
Sorry.
we're we're talking about the
Sorry.
we're talking about the TCM content pass, and I don't care what kind of soundboard you do,
Okay,
bitch.
okay.
All right, so yeah, TCM just tweeted today. It's $20. It runs from September 1st to February. It's about 6 month timeline. So you'll basically get the new victim, the new family. Both the release dates are not announced yet, and then you get early access to the game mode Rush Week, one execution pack, and then you get four new cosmetics. They didn't specify, which is valued at $45. You get it for 20. Joe, what do you think about this? Are you buying Copper Drop?
Definitely copping. $20 for a game I like. I've been playing it long enough. Like, I'm happy to contribute. Smaller, quote unquote, indie developer. I can get my head around it. I think it's worth it at the end of the day. Like, if this is what they need to continue the developing, the keep the team alive. I mean, maybe they have a high margin. It's not, but I like to think it that way. If that's the case, I'm cool with that.
Yep, I completely agree. People are bitching about it because they're like, oh, money grab again. I mean, they got to do what they got to do to survive. They got to release content. I wish it was better content. We wish we were getting the Speedo Cook or something, but obviously they're not going to do that. That you're going to get a new victim, you're going to get a new family, a couple other things, an execution pack. So I feel like that's pretty good if you play the game. That's not bad value. And I guess as someone who's a little bit newer to the game, Kilo, are you copping?
Wait, hold up. You were preying on Speedo Cook?
Uh,
Sounds a little
I
sus.
think the entire community was, or at least us cook mains, you know.
Sounds a little sus there, but I think I would cop. It kind of brings a little fresh idea to the game. Different than what they're used to doing.
Well,
So I think
you would care about a new victim though, because you will like Vic.
maybe it might bring me towards a victim side. I'm mainly family, but something different. Maybe entice me to be a
I
victim.
well honestly I didn't even think about it. Hopefully Rush Week can get Kilo into some victim gameplay
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because he'll just be able to run around, just go crazy,
That's
backstab.
what we think, right? What? Who knows? What if Rush Week is something
No,
banana? Like,
it's gonna be like an expert version of the mode. Like lockpicking's gonna be like you have like 10 prof or something. Like
yeah.
I
Or
hope
quite
not.
the opposite. Everything is like unlocking things is like complex, and you have to like time it.
Yeah, or you have to do like you have to do like the fuse mini game for a door, and then you have to like do the lockpick to like open the fuse box or something. Like
I hope not. I hope not. I
If
hope
that's the
it's
if that's the case, you will
no,
find
you
me hiding in the corner of the
yeah,
basement.
yeah, yeah.
Sunny man. And then the other stuff you don't get in the past, but that's gonna come out sometime between now and February. New map, new weather variant for three pre-existing maps, two new execution packs, a new Leatherface skin finally, and then new victim hair pack, which we don't know what that means. And
Wait,
then
it says leather
yeah,
face name tag?
yeah,
Oh yeah, right there, top right.
yeah, new Leatherface skin.
Nice. Cool.
It's $10, so it comes in at double any other skin. But I mean, it's Leatherface, so I mean that's just what it's got to be.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. That's not bad. So we're getting four, eight unnamed cosmetics, and then I don't know what to think about the victim hair pack. I hope it's like Killer Clowns and like DBD, where each character like gets 5 to 10
Their own,
different hairstyles, something like
yeah, their
that.
own unique kind of touch to them.
Well, yeah, Kilo, you and I were just talking about that. Like, the one thing DBD does really good is every survivor, every person, like their character looks different than everyone else's. So, if they had some touch in this game, like that would be really nice because cosmetics are still lacking, especially if you're not level 99.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad. That's not bad.
Definitely a little breath into the game, which is always appreciated.
Yeah, I will take it. I will take it. And then, I mean, I guess just some general thoughts. I think Joe, you had some thoughts like on the rush week, like about they're not like everything being open or something?
Yeah, I mean, my prediction and kind of my hope is that it's just a express quote unquote version of the game where it's just, hey, all the doors are unlocked. You don't even have to slide them open. And the only thing you have to do are the objectives of like Gen, Bat, um, Fuse, and Valve. And then if you do one of those four, you're out. Like I think it would be kind of fun. The killers, there's no animation like delay, so you're right in right as the victims are. So if you're a Johnny and you're like, hey, I want to go hunt in the basement right away, like you have that
Well,
freedom.
dude,
Because
or maybe even since it's rush, maybe all of them spawn down there.
that would be nuts. What if it was vice versa? Victims are up and about on the like ground level, and all their killers in the
Hmm.
basement. Hmm.
But then, so you would have to go to the basement to get something, or like escape
No,
out
no, because
fuse.
they have to just haul out of the basement to get up. I don't
So,
know.
so
It's all
maybe you're like roped up at like the top of the mill or something, and then like they're in the basement. You know?
exactly. Or you just like phase into your character, and like you then like it's like one of those where it's like they do third person to then first person vision, and it's like you're just standing out in the open at the mill, and all the killers in the basement. And they're coming up now to come find you. So then it's like book it to get some whatever to get going or whatever the case is.
Uh, that would be interesting. I mean, I wish in an LTM, if anything, they would make it like a long game. You know, like I don't know if people are gonna be that excited about like rushing things because a lot of people would be like, oh, the game already is a rush game. You know, like you're already
Yeah.
like trying to get going as a victim right away. Like his family, you don't have time for your traps or like to get blood against a decent victim team. So I hope it doesn't play like the name says. Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean I could definitely support that too. I'm just literally off of the word rush. I'm just theorizing. But, hey, we'll see.
That we will. That we will. Well, we got the anniversaries in 2 weeks. So my problem with this is like, no, a they don't have any release dates for the major stuff that we give a shit about, and it doesn't align with the patch cycle either because it says all this is starting in September. So this confirms that we're not getting anything in 2 weeks. The anniversary of the game is going to pass by. I think the 50th anniversary of the movie is like sometime this month or like maybe next month. So maybe that's what they're going for here. But my issue is the timing. So I get some of the complaints because we haven't had new characters in 2 months. We haven't had a new map in 4 months. So I just feel like I just feel like people are gonna get pissed off about like, oh, pay $20 for all this stuff, but like, we haven't updated the game really in that long outside of changing some grandpa perks and making battery easier. You know.
Yeah, I'm just looking this up. It says, yeah, August 19th, 2024 is the 50th anniversary.
Yeah. So that would have been the patch in 2 weeks. So that like I was banking on big stuff coming, but to me, this roadmap confirms that we're not getting it that patch cycle, and we're probably not getting it for a while. Honestly,
Hmm.
like I would say October maybe
That would be
September.
devious if they threw in September for this and then it all come out like late 2024, early 2025.
I mean, my hope
I'm
would
hoping.
be the fact that new victim and new family and the mode are up at the top there. That like that's coming soon.
Yeah. I realistically think it's going to go mode. I think probably victim, family. I bet you'll go mode in October or in September,
Yeah,
victim in November, and then January family member. That's my guess.
dude, I hope not. Because if it goes from June to January and like all we get is hands, and then this next one, that's I don't know, that's pretty bad. Unless they
I mean,
change some
that's how they
things,
set
because
it up,
like
though. I would
I
say
mean,
definitely not the case. If it was September to November and we got all this, I'd be like, okay, I can get my head behind that. But like the February out is
yeah,
tough pill to
that
swallow.
means something big probably is near the end of that.
I don't think so at all. I think it means quite the opposite. I feels like then it's
Well,
gonna
you said
taper
well you said
off.
new family in January. I mean that's like at the end of that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
So
I
I
can
hope
I
they.
can see them releasing maybe possibly both at the same time, maybe not September, maybe October-ish. And then maybe that new map is possibly towards the end to kind of wrap it all together.
Mm,
Yeah, you
it's
could
good
be
thought.
right.
And
I
then like
mean,
throughout the months there, they give us, the execution packs, maybe the Leatherface and the victim hair pack, and then the 4 new cosmetics in like January or something like that. Just
you're.
spread out over time.
I don't. They're definitely gonna spread it out. I don't think they'll put the new victim and the new family member together again. Like I just don't. I just don't even think that makes sense for them to do because they don't come out with that much new content, and like especially something as big as a character, like they're gonna separate in patches. Like I don't think they're just gonna dump it into one. And then especially new map too. I don't know. Like they're probably just gonna. I hope new map comes first because I think that's most needed. But damn, if we don't get a new family member for a while, that's just rough, dude.
Well, this is also the first time they're doing this, so we don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. That's true. We don't know the timing
I
of
mean,
this
they have
stuff.
their way of doing patches and adding stuff, but this might just change everything.
I mean, I just feel like they could be doing a lot more. Like I like the little changes. I feel like that's what you need to do. You can't just change like a bunch of major stuff, like especially gameplay things in one patch. But I they just really need they just can't be asking for money and then like we don't even like know what's coming. Like they better be doing a community check in or like going into more detail.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thing.
My only thing though is like I can get behind the timeline is just because we just watched this like video of them filming like the execution
Yeah.
stuff, this thing, and like I can't imagine. I mean, they probably can get this done in an afternoon, but like I can wrap my head around it's way more time consuming to add a new
Yeah.
character than we foresee. So like, yeah, I don't know.
And we went over the DVD stuff they've released. Like we're not gonna go into it like just for time's sake, but DVD hasn't released like a whole lot of new things like over Texas. Like considering it's been out for 8 years, this is DVD or this is TCM's first year. They just completed a dev transition not even 2 months ago, so I feel like there's a little bit of slack you can give them, but you still just hope they time things right because the issue has always been timing and communication for them, like not what they've actually put out and like what the game is.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like they fucked themselves over on perception more than anything,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, no,
especially like for trying to get new players, like with the Game Pass going down now, they really need to hone in on bringing out new content consistently, as consistently as possible. Like the transition, like the dev transition, is not an excuse anymore.
yeah, yep. No, I agree. And I mean, it's just gonna be a sore spot now going forward of not being in the Game Pass for all those players that are like, yeah, I like the game. It's really
Yeah,
free. Like I'll play it. I'll play when I kind of want, can, or have the time for it because it is free. Whatever percentage
yeah.
of player base that is now, that's like, well, it's not free. I'm not gonna spend $40, so I guess I won't play again. It'll be interesting to
Well,
see how to counteract it.
Kilo, you're in that exact situation. You're on PC, but you have it on the Xbox app through Game Pass. But it's like, so the first thing is your data doesn't transfer. Even if you wanted to get it on Steam or somewhere else, you couldn't because your player account level and everything you got sticks on that. But like, like $40 like a year later is like just such a it's just a high price point. So what would be a sale that like you would actually get it at?
Uh,
Like, does it have to be half?
Close to maybe 40 to 50. It's
Yeah,
it's kind of frustrating, Like you're just losing players at that point because there's
you
so many
are
people who are micromanaging their money and whatnot. And oh look, I have Game Pass, so I can play a bunch of different games. So I don't have to buy
hundred
them all,
percent.
and you're just taking it off after just 1 year. So
Well, yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, just economically, as you said, like, okay, whatever. Like, what, like Joe and I were talking earlier. Okay, like $20 is like one, food purchase or whatever. But not everybody can do that or does do that or has the money for that. So, like, you can't just be expected to have to pay for that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is you're just gonna lose all those players that put that time into it, and they just feel burned by the fact that like the game's off of it now, and they're probably not gonna have a 50% off sale. Like they probably won't.
And the game's a grind too. So to be like, okay,
It is. You can't get it on anything else. Like if you're like, oh, I'm on PC or like I have a PlayStation I can play it on or something. Like you can't even swap. So you got to stick on Xbox. You got to pay for it, probably full price. Um, they're gonna lose a lot of players.
hope not though, because this game's fun.
It is, and that is why we still play even through all the issues and everything. Kilo, you're a new player, so you haven't been through it all. But I mean, there's a reason you didn't play the game for a while. So that's what they need to get back to. They're gonna lose the Game Pass players that don't have to day one players to play with. Like if you didn't have us to play with, you would like this game's hell solo. Like you would never want to play this game solo consistently. So they're gonna lose a lot of players, but hopefully this content pass. Hopefully they bring out some things quickly, and we get some decent content. So thanks for joining me, gents.
Of course, thanks for having
Not a
us.
problem, sir.